Ronnie would love to take a lead. And on the other hand, after being 3-1 down, Mark Williams loved to level it.
Not the best. There is one Ronnie can take on here. Well, that might just be a favourable nudge on the brown there, because it looked as if he was going to run out of position, but he's just nudged the brown and he's left an angle to get up to the reds. But it was a little bit of a careless safety shot from Mark Williams there.
5. 6. 13. 40.
There's just one red on the bottom of the cluster that will go without having to play the cannon, and purposely we feel coming low on this red, so in plotting it he can bring other reds
21.
into play. That's what he's done, but he's not inch perfect on the black.
Just a little bit of noise coming from the other side. They're at
29.
a situation, they're in between frames. As you can see there, the referee just setting the balls up. But Ronnie's so used to this that he'll blank that out.
30. Quietly, please, thank you.
Now watch when he removes this, it clears the path for the other red there. Wow.
38.
He will be annoyed at that. He thought he could develop the reds, and well, he just seemed to stun it. I don't know which way he was going. Either have to play it with topspin or backspin. It was as if he just hadn't made his mind up. Well, that's a bad mistake from Ronnie there.
OSullivan, 38.
And the thing is about that type of shot that Ronnie made the mistake on there, he's usually so good at it. But the one thing I did like there, because when he saw that he'd played such a bad positional shot, he was down really quick to play the black and then just stepped away from the table and gathered his thoughts. But obviously this red could be potted to the far left corner. Ooh, he was walking, Mark Williams. He thought that was in.
He really did. Just watch this. Well, I thought it was in.
He did a little alley shuffle there, didn't he, when it didn't go in?
Is that an alley Carter shuffle?
Could be. Ronnie's not played that too well.
Mentioned Ali Carter there. He looks good as well, John. He's in with a chance.
Well, John Higgins, the defending champion, has gone out, hasn't he? So there'll be a lot of people it would have boosted their hopes, because no matter what's happened, John Higgins is one of the toughest players to beat on the circuit and has been all season. So now he's out of the way. I think it throws the top half of the draw, of which these two players, by the way, are in the bottom half of the draw, but the top half of the draw has been thrown wide open. Just trying to manoeuvre the cue ball in between the reds. He played it a little bit too quick. It wasn't as straightforward as he made it out. He had to find a gap, and he was more interested in finding that than concentrating wholeheartedly on the pot. So Mark Williams is not out of this frame just yet. Can he knock this red in? If he does, he'll be on the black. Terrific pot. He's on the black. A chance now to level at the end of this first session.
Yeah, although he was 41 behind, as soon as he knocked that in, all of a sudden that advantage that Ronnie has doesn't really mean all that much, because look at the reds, look at the colours. Can he keep his concentration, and could he draw level from 4-1 behind? That would be quite a result for the Welshman.
Well, he had a choice there of running through for the black, and he didn't fancy it, decided to play for the blue, but well, he's at the table, he sees it better, but it seemed to me before, when the blue was on its spot, he gets slightly tied up by the pink. I'd like to have kept them balls in the open. I mean, I know he can concentrate on the black, but as I say, you see it better when you're down at the table, but as you say, Dennis, the reds couldn't be better situated. And if he got out of this session 4 apiece, because he didn't play, in all honesty, particularly well in the first 4 frames, and 3-1 was a fair scoreline.
23.
See, that was the problem. When he couldn't get on the black, he couldn't play for blue or pink. Couldn't risk not being on one of those. It's still okay though, nicely on the brown.
He's got a big margin for error there. Anywhere across the table, he had a choice of the 3 reds. He could have done with hitting that a little harder. Yeah, that's in, but it should have been an easier pot than that.
35.
Yeah,
36.
he's what we call a floater, Mark Williams, isn't he? He likes to float the ball in the pocket rather than necessarily punch them in.
Yeah, and he sort of floats around the table as well.
He's a double floater.
43.
A very quick player, but he doesn't look as if he's moving fast.
Yeah, just looking at the shot times
44.
of the 2 players. Well, Ronnie is exceptional. He's averaging 16 seconds a shot. And Mark Williams down to 19 now, so that's pretty quick. There's the match time. for 8 frames, pretty quick.
51.
So 10 points to lead.
$52.
Now, whatever colour he pots, he'll now just need yellow, green and brown to leave Ronnie needing a snooker.
54.
No century break, but a string of breaks.
56.
67, 78, 83, 78 from Ronnie, and then the last 3 frames, 75, 57, and this, it's a pretty good stand
59.
With that. Well, they're frame winning breaks, aren't they? Invariably. There's been a few mistakes on either side. I think a reflection of the score line, which looks certain to be 4 apiece.
63.
It's a fair one. All set up for the second session tomorrow. Mark Williams, of the two, I would think would be the more pleased. The Under Armour, but the pink doesn't matter. Ronnie will be ready to shake his hand and say, see you tomorrow.
74.
So it was a good session. Ronnie O'Sullivan will be a little bit disappointed. Had a 3-1 lead. Missed the black off the spot, poor safety. That was just the initiative that Mark Williams needed. And he levels after the first 8 frames, 4-all.
And they'll be back tomorrow night for the second session. Steve, just about fair at 4 frames apiece?
Well, I suppose as you know, Mark Williams will be the more relieved to get out of it, but he's such a great competitor, fierce competitor. But in another way, you could sort of call him snooker's equivalent of a ninja. You know, he sort of wins games with stealth as well. He doesn't seem to do much, but he's very effective.
He is indeed. And when Ronnie looks back at this match, and this has been a pattern, if there is indeed a pattern after 2 matches, John. I mean, he was well up against Wenbo in the first match, 9-3, and only got out of it, what, 9-7 in the end, 10-7, I beg your pardon, yeah. But it seems to be that he starts off brilliantly and then seems to just slow down a bit.
I don't know, so I don't think that applies to this match today, to be honest with you. I think Mark Williams has a big bearing on what's happened today. OK, he's missed a black off the spot, Ronnie, but he hasn't missed too much. Mark Williams has been very good there, and the long red that he potted to come off 2 cushions to make that break was a superb shot. You know, you're going to expect players of this calibre, these two have won numerous world championships, they're going to have part of the match where they dominate the other player. Yeah. They're too good. You know, you can win in little tranches of 3s and 4s, so you've got to expect that, and it's all teed up very nicely for the second session.
Indeed it is, and if you are a neutral and you want to see a close finish, then I guess everybody's pleased. Long way it